When you hear the words Southern Gothic, your mind probably jumps to crumbling mansions, Spanish moss, maybe a ghost story or two. But in the poetry of Natasha Trethewey, the scariest things aren't ghosts. The real monsters are words. They're hiding in plain sight. And these lines from her poem South, they get right to the heart of it. For Trethewey, the South isn't just a backdrop. It's a place that, by law, defined her very existence as a crime. This isn't just literature, this is her life. So, to really understand the ghosts that are haunting her work, we've got to understand the history that haunts the poet herself. It's a story that is quintessentially American and deeply, deeply Southern. Okay, look closely at these dates. This is fascinating. Trethewey was born a full year before the Supreme Court made interracial marriage legal across the country. That means in her home state of Mississippi, her parents' marriage was illegal. Her very existence was technically against the law. And all of that personal history is absolutely essential to understanding her Pulitzer-winning collection, Native Guard. This book isn't just telling one story, it's really a conversation. She puts her own intimate, private memories right up against the public and often intentionally forgotten history of America. The way she does this is by using the Southern Gothic genre. But here's the key. For writers like Trethewey, this genre isn't really about scares for the sake of scares. All that spooky atmosphere, the decay, the shadows, it's a powerful tool to drag the real-world horrors of racism, poverty, and violence out into the light. All right, let's actually jump into the poem Southern Gothic itself and see just how she builds this. She invites us into what feels like a classic haunted house, but we have to pay really close attention to what's actually doing the haunting. So she sets the scene with all the classic stuff, right? You've got oil lamps making these long, creepy shadows, strange markings on the wall, and then there's this chilling image of a cross burning outside, but she describes it as being trussed like a Christmas tree. It's this perfect mix of familiar spookiness and very real historical menace. And this line? Wow. This is really the heart of it. The house isn't just a house. It's a metaphor. It's sinking into the muck of ancestry. It's this perfect image for how a family, or even an entire region, can get bogged down, pulled under by the weight of a messy, unresolved past. But here's the twist. As we go deeper into this poem, into this house, we start to realize that the threat isn't a ghost in the attic. It's not some creature from the swamp. The real horror? It's something so much more common. The poem builds all this incredible tension, and you're just waiting for the jump scare. You're looking for the monster in the shadows. But the threat isn't what you expect. So what is it? What are the real monsters here? It's a word, a slur. Hurled from outside, it just shatters the safety of the home. Then another one, aimed right at a mixed-race child. And another. These are the words Trethewey says shadow us. Words made to label you, to make you feel other or different and less than. And that's the whole point. In Trethewey's Southern Gothic, the monsters aren't imaginary. They are words loaded with real-world hate. The true horror isn't a ghost breaking in. It's the violation of your home, your safe space, by the language of racism. And that is so much scarier because it haunts the living. This mission of digging up buried truths, it's bigger than just this one poem. It's really the mission of the entire collection. It's about building monuments for people and stories that have been erased. You see, Native Guard is really built on two parallel tracks. On one side, it's a gut-wrenching personal elegy for her mother, who was murdered when Trethewey was only 19. On the other side, it's a historical elegy for the Louisiana Native Guards, a Black Union regiment whose incredible bravery was basically wiped from the official history of the Civil War. So, what connects these two stories? A private tragedy and a public erasure. It's the act of silencing. For Trethewey, writing these poems becomes an act of pure defiance. She is building a monument out of words for the stories that were never given a monument made of stone. And that leaves us with this really powerful question. In a country filled with historical monuments that often tell a very clean, one-sided story, Trethewey's work suggests that maybe poetry can be a different kind of memorial, one that doesn't try to hide the ghosts, but instead finally lets them speak.